Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the third episode of Market by Live. We're starting to rack these up now, getting along to lucky number 3. We've got some really cool stuff for you today. Now, of course, our timing being at 5 o'clock, we've actually just had two incredible sales end. We'll touch on those. Unfortunately, we're not going to get to show you them as they tick down, but they've had a fair bit of action. We've got a cracking sale from Joe Mooney that ended earlier in the week, and we'll break down on that, of course. We've got one coming up in the next 3 days that'll end that looks spectacular. Of course, these aren't the only sales that are happening on Market by a long shot, but these are the ones that sort of jump out and look absolutely fantastic and look quite interesting. Show a few different strategies and a little bit of agent ingenuity, I guess you'd say, as to how they use the market buy system, which is absolutely fantastic. We have a new segment today. Won't be one that we'll use every week, but it certainly will be one that will make a regular appearance. We're going to, tongue-in-cheek, call it Around the Grounds, being that we are at 5 o'clock on Saturday and are competing with probably both the AFL and NRL for your attention. Not that we're even a snowball's chance in hell of competing against the biggest winter sports in Australia, but we'll give it a red-hot crack. So we're going to get a bit cheeky around the grounds and check out just how we've been going quarter one, quarter two, as we reach the midpoint of the year. No guests this week. Hopefully next week we'll be able to grab maybe some Joe Mooney, Sam Dolby's onto the show. I've put the call out and dobbed them in now, so a whole lot of pressure on their shoulders. That gives me a week to apply that pressure, of course. Next week we will be on the road. We will be on the road with Market by Live. We'll be coming to you live from Tasmania, so that'll be exciting. A little bit more on that later in the show. But let's have a look now, and we'll get some technological fandangleness happening. Let's have a look at a few sales that have cracked on and cracked down. We've just seen, so if you look up in our top left-hand corner here, we've seen another Mark Coleman sale tick down to completion, and it's buyer W. Buyer W takes the win. Let's make that our full focus for the screen here. So as you can see, there has been a whole heap of activity. We probably should have kicked off at about 4 o'clock just so that we could watch this action happen. There's multiple buyers that have all been trying to go fishing and try and find that sweet spot. You can see here that buyer W came in with the winning offer 39 minutes ago, or 39 minutes. So yeah, about 36 minutes before the end of the sale, and no one could catch them. No one could cash it. Now, we don't know the dollar amounts, of course, because Mark does like to run his sales with the offers hidden. That's his prerogative. It's one of the wonderful things about Market Buy, right? This is why we say it's your sale, so do it your way. We provide you with the platform to ensure that you can do absolutely everything that you do now, just better, more efficient, and faster online. Now, there's a plug from our sponsors, of course, a little bit of cheek there. But you can see here, to get down to, we've got buyer Z. So buyer Z, 26 buyers. There has been a huge amount of activity in the last 24 hours on that sale. So massive congratulations to Mark Coleman. Clearly, he's doing a fantastic job, not just using Market Buy, but marketing the properties and generating as much buyer interest as he possibly can for his vendors. So another great one. Well done, Mark. Well played once again. I suspect we're going to see a few more of your properties. He's got a few more ready to go as well over the next couple of days. I think there's another one he's got. I'll pull up one of my screens here. He's got another one coming up in the next couple of days there. So I can't share that. That's behind the scenes, top secret stuff, secret squirrel. All right. So if we have a look too, let's jump down. We'll have a look at Remax Revolution. This one's going to be ticking down, so we've got about 53 minutes left on this one. Again, price is not shown. So this one, we've got two buyers who are active in this sale as it currently stands. Now, there could be more attached, or there could be more sitting, just waiting for it to tick down and to see where it's at. Currently, buyer B is leading that sale. We don't know what that figure is. Again, agent's prerogative, right? Like whatever strategy works for you, that's how you can run that one. So that's going to tick down in the next hour or so. We're going to see that complete. Now, if we jump over, let's have a look at Steve Lay. Shout out to Steve Lay from Lay 2 Real Estate over in WA. He's been racking up the sales in recent months, just absolutely dominating. And you can see Steve often loves to go with a transparent approach, and you can see it here with our winning bid at the present point. We haven't ticked down as yet. This sale's due to end in the next 3 days. So we've got four active buyers competing for the property. We're currently sitting at that 720,000 mark, and we expect to see a fair bit of action on that as it ticks down over the coming days. Let's have a look at a cracking sale from one Joe Mooney. Now, Joe Mooney is a Market Buy Platinum partner. Has been with us from very, very early days, and is in the top 6 in terms of sales put away on Market Buy around the country. And this is one of Joe's here. We've been given permission to go behind and see Joe's actual view of the Market Buy system. As you can see, it says, welcome Joe Mooney. So we're actually logged in as the agent. We get a little bit of a behind the scenes look here to sort of see everything that's happened and how it's all played out. And you can see that this one resulted in an offer acceptance of 835 with a number of offers throughout the week. So that's increased by about $90,000 from first offer to final accepted offer. But interestingly, the offer that was accepted wasn't the highest offer. You can see there buyer G gave instructions to Joe to make an offer at 850,000, but it wasn't enough. So you can see here that the vendors have chosen, the sellers, I should say, have chosen an offer that for them has what they would consider better settlement terms, better conditions, and they've taken an offer that's $15,000 less because the conditions work better for them. Interestingly, we've got some stats coming out in the coming weeks as we evaluate the first 6 months of this year in regards to that sort of data. How often does an unconditional offer get accepted over a conditional offer when it's a lower value and so forth. So we've got some really cool market insights that are coming out. So cracking result from Joe there. Now, better pull up the chat, just make sure, see if anyone's saying g'day. If you do want to say g'day, reach out, say hello in the chat. We've got all that hooked up, and I can see that on my screen when I have a look, and it's always nice to have a chat with whoever's tuning in and watching. And also make sure, of course, that if you haven't already, like, follow on Facebook, on Twitch, and on YouTube Live, or just YouTube, I believe it is. If you subscribe just on YouTube, you should be cracking there. Make sure that everyone can hear us all nice and loud. Fantastic. So let's have a look at some stats. So bear with me here. We're going to try something new with this platform. We're going to have a look at some stats and go around the grounds, so to speak. So what has been happening in the country over the first 6 months of 2021? Of course, 2020 was a bit of a rough year, and it had booms and busts and craziness and lockdowns and everything like that. But if we now go and have a look and we get inside the data of the sales and what is actually happening and has been happening, we can sort of start to see some trends emerge here. So Q1 of 2021 in Queensland, we had first to last. So when we say first to last, what we're talking about is the difference between the first offer made and the offer that the property sold for. So it's not always the highest offer, but it's the offer that the owners, the sellers selected as the best offer for them. So first to last difference was 55,000. So that means our agents getting in there, they're in working with their buyers and buyer management to get those offers up. And on average, across every sale that we processed on Market Buy in the first quarter of 2021, that first to last offer increased by $55,379.85. Probably should have rounded that one up before providing the stats to the graphic guys. Interestingly, there was 9.53 buyers per sale fighting it out, which of course explains, why we're seeing decent jumps and everything like that from that first offer to that last offer. And we're seeing 24.71 offers per sale on average, which is huge, right? So as buyers are competing and fighting it amongst each other, they're trying to one up and maneuver in that to try and secure the property. The really interesting stat, and this is a fantastic stat for looking at market health, is if we look at our active days on market, with 6.57 active days on market, So when we say active days on market, what we're referring to is when the property's actually live, people can make offers on it, they can purchase it if they so desire. Not that it's met reserve or it's on the market as we'd use in auction terminology, but in terms of they've got access to be able to purchase it, right? So that's what we're talking about when we say active days on market. So we're talking at 6.5 active days on market there. Now, if we look at quarter two, and we'll start with the active days on market, we can see that they've dropped back just slightly, right? Not huge, not huge. We're talking not even 10%. We're talking about 7% there. They've slowed down by about 7%. You know, we've seen a drop in offers. So there's on average is 20.69. So that's dropped to 4 offers per property. And we've lost a buyer per property. But our first to last number has increased by about $5,000. So what that's saying is, while yes, there is less buyers in the marketplace, they're competing more actively. They're more in the hunt, in the fight to secure a property, and so they're willing to spend more. And so they're more aggressive, which is quite an interesting sort of bit of data to grab and run with. I'm a data guy, so of course I love this stuff. I have no doubt there's a few people sitting on this right now going, Hellaby, you're boring us out of our minds. But that's all right. We're going to go and we're going to check the main markets throughout the country. So let's have a look at New South Wales. Jump to New South Wales, our first to last figure in quarter one was $61,820, 9.45 buyers, 16.3 offers per property, and active days on market of 4.31. Now, one point I will make here, when we're talking about buyers, we're not talking people coming through the open home. We're talking registered buyers, people who have registered to be able to purchase the property by making offers through the market buy system, right? So these are highly qualified, active, engaged purchases. This is not hey, we had 180 people through an open home kind of number. These are the real deal people who are looking to purchase a property and have got finance approved, have been approved to actually make offers on this property and are keen to do so. So as you can see, that was quarter one. Quarter one was looking pretty good for New South Wales there. Quarter two, once again, buyers dropped off a little bit. Offers dropped off a little bit. Our active days on market expanded or increased. I mean, that's a significant increase, 4.31 to 7.86. But when we're talking less than 8 days on market, like that's pretty phenomenal as is. But again, the big one was an $8,000 or nearly $8,000 increase in the first to last. So once again, yes, there's less buyers. Yes, it's taking a little bit longer. Yes, there's less offers, but the buyers are more aggressive. So they're more willing to spend the money and they're more aggressive. So it's going to be interesting to watch what these stats do as we move into quarter three. We have a look at Victoria here. Victoria saw huge changes in terms of first to last. We went 62,000 to 71,000. So it was a massive jump there. Number of buyers in Victoria increased from quarter one to quarter two. So it's kind of bucked the trend of the stats we've looked at so far. And when we look at offers stayed relatively same, like 20.9 compared to 20.61. That's a negligible difference. Where it's same, right? Active days on market shifted ever so slightly. So Victorian markets, it's interesting. There's a lot of data talking about how many people are leaving Victoria in the media and that sort of thing at the moment. But the data in terms of activity in the market, people purchasing, how aggressive they are about that, how keen they are to secure those properties, at least from a market buy perspective, is showing that Victoria is definitely not done by any stretch of the imagination yet. Look, all that said, this is market by data. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens come quarter three with this particular data. And finally, let's go over to our friends in the West, in Western Australia. And it's fantastic to see some awesome results. The market in WA has been a real hard slog for a good 10 years or so. So to see them starting to really come out of that and to gain some really solid traction is exciting for us. Simply because we've all got friends, particularly being prop tech ourselves, myself being Check My House Price FM Academy, everything that I've been involved in, am still involved in, and so forth. There's a lot of really good people in WA and really good agents in WA that we've been helped through and tried to just support and cheer on through some of the toughest conditions over the last decade or so. So to see these numbers is really quite heartwarming and fantastic, and they deserve it. They deserve the wins. And first to last, Quarter 1 was a $58,000 increase. Quarter 2, $87,481 between first offer and last on average across the state. Well done, WA. That is an incredible shift. And keep in mind, this is across every market by sale that's happening quarter 1 and quarter 2 in WA. So this isn't one or two sales that just happened here. There's a huge volume of sales. And we've seen that level of increase. And that's a huge indicator of where that market is at over there. Maybe all the Victorians are moving to WA. They're getting going for some sand and some sun. Who could blame them, right? Buyers, 8.46 compared to 7.81. So similar trend to what we've seen around, like down the East Coast as well, and around the country. There's less buyers in the market, but they're more aggressive. And that's backed up as well by the fact that, Quarter 1, we saw 9.59 offers per sale. And in Quarter 2, it was 13.19. So we've seen a huge jump there. And the days on market has shrunk from nearly 9 to basically on 7. So fantastic looking numbers around the country. The trend is, yes, there are less buyers in the market, not hugely so, but the buyers that are left in the market are a lot more aggressive. And so property prices are still, or at least the activity on property prices is still very, very, very healthy, and fantastic to see our mates in WA doing some good numbers. Alrighty. So that brings us pretty much to the end of episode 3 of Market by Live. If you do have any questions, if you ever want to sing out, if you think you've got something awesome to add, you want to come and have a chat, by all means, hit me up. We're always looking for guests, and we'd love to have you on the show. If you are a Market Buy agent and you've had a cracking sale, hit it in my inbox, john@marketbuy.com.au. More than happy to feature and champion and cheer you guys on, because we love seeing you guys succeed and do the amazing things you do. So please reach out to me. Remember, there's a whole heap of marketing material that we can create from your amazing sales as well to help you succeed and gain more listings and just win. Because that's all we really want to see is you guys win. So make sure you're following us, and I'll get a screen made up for this hopefully next week. CB, you're on that one, man. Get on that. We'll have a screen follow us on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitch. But whichever medium is your preferred medium, jump on, follow us, send your questions in, and I look forward to catching up with you live from Tasmania next week and for the next couple of weeks. And who knows, maybe we can even get our Tasmanian superstar Craig from More Real Estate Tasmania to come on the show live and have a chat. But I've just dobbed him in there. I haven't even messaged you about that. I'm a bit mean like that, right? I just throw everyone under the bus. All right. Until then, have a fantastic weekend. May all your buyers be waving cash and all your building and pest inspections go through without an issue. Bye for now.